So yes, I am getting married in New York City in August of 2025, and it's been a journey in terms of the finances. One thing that I was not prepared for are these wedding prices. I know everyone says throwing a wedding is expensive, but oh my god, the moment you add a wedding in front of anything, the price goes up at least $1,000. Wedding cake, wedding shoes, wedding makeup. Anyways, I have to get ready because I have 2 meetings today. One is with the potential florist, depending on how her prices are, and then the second is with a photographer. I love her style and I don't think her prices are that crazy, although I don't even know what is crazy anymore, because when you start wedding planning, the numbers start to kinda lose value. Like $2,000 all of a sudden becomes affordable. Crazy, because $2,000 is by no means affordable in any way, but when you're planning a wedding, that seems okay. Okay, so I thought, why not do some wedding talk while I get ready for these meetings, and maybe I can help somebody out there watching this video. I am planning the wedding by myself. I don't have the budget for a wedding planner, so I've learned a lot. Let's get into it. Starting off with your wedding budget. We quickly learned that our wedding budget that we thought we were going to have was just not realistic anymore. I saw on like TikTok and on YouTube that people were planning weddings for like under 10K, but those 10K weddings were like very intimate weddings that we just wanted a little bit more than that. So we thought, okay, let's double that to 20K. Let's make our budget 20K. No, we learned that 20K was also not going to be enough after going through the venues. I mean, it could have been the venues that I was considering. I looked at places like Rule of Thirds, Celestine, My Moon, River Cafe, Snug Harbor in Staten Island, and Atmosfera. So I did the research on all of these places. I thought they were going to be more affordable than what they were, but it's okay because we ended up finding a really nice venue, and I will talk about that after the wedding. I don't want to share that yet. I want to keep that to myself. Although I did have some girls DM me on Instagram asking me what venue I ended up going with, and I did tell them. So if you do want to know, DM me on Instagram, not on TikTok, because TikTok, I get so much weird DMs there that I don't even look at that. So DM me on Instagram and I will tell you the venue that I looked at. So we did have a first option, if that makes sense. So we were between 2 venues, the venue that we picked and then Rule of Thirds. Rule of Thirds was a little bit more expensive than what we wanted, so we ended up going with the one that we got. And let me just give you the numbers real quick. For an April wedding in Saturday, the total would be around 30K, and that's for 60 people. A wedding in January on a Saturday for 30 people was around 17K. I mean, that's a lot of money for only 30 people. Do you guys see? Like, it wasn't making sense for us to do a micro wedding and still pay 17K for just the venue. And the food was like, I think it was like an appetizer situation, not even like a sit-down dinner or anything like that. And if you heard that and you were like, that is not affordable at all, I get you. That is why we didn't pick it. But it was one of the most affordable places that I could find. Okay, pause, because I actually forgot to mention our final budget and then our total guest count for our wedding. So let me get into that real quick. The final budget that we landed on, that we think is going to be an appropriate budget to have the wedding that we want to have, is 30K. The venue alone cost a little bit over 17K. And that includes 15 hours of venue access, 5 hours of open bar. That also includes a bridal suite, so where I can go and get ready. And that also includes their standard furniture like chairs, round tables, and those like standing cocktail tables that people get for cocktail hour. That also includes their security and their venues manager. She is not the coordinator, she's just there to manage the venue. And then in terms of guests, we sent out 84 invites. We only paid for 80 guests, so if all 84 confirm, we will have to pay the difference, obviously. Okay, that was it. Let's get back to it. So the way that I'm approaching planning my wedding is I'm going down the list of things that I think are going to cost the most. So the venue being the number one thing. And the second thing is the food. So our venue does not provide the food. It does provide an open bar. That's my dog. That's not like a ghost in the background. That's my dog opening the curtain. No ghost. So the venue that I got does not provide food. It does provide an open bar, and we knew that, which we were okay with. And finding a caterer has been a trip, but we finally found one for the full catering ensemble, which includes the food, obviously, the staff, the plates, the chef, and whatever else you need to cater. That all came out to a little bit less than $8,000, and that's because we are paying in cash, so we're saving on the tax, and that does not include tip. So yeah, at this point now I have the venue, the catering, and the DJ. I am now focusing on a photographer and a florist. So we're 100% sure getting a photographer. We both decided that it would be a good investment. Obviously, we want someone to capture our beautiful wedding that day. However, we are not 100% sure whether or not we want to invest in a florist because we just don't have the budget for that right now. So because of budgeting, we are fully prepared to do the florals ourselves. We are both very creative and very much hands-on with a lot of things, so I don't think it could be that hard, but we'll see. So TBD on whether or not we get a florist. Also, I do want to mention that we are getting help from family, and we are so grateful and thankful that our families are helping us with this very special day, because I don't know how we would be planning this wedding without their help. Like truly, I don't even know how that day could be possible without their help, and I'm just very thankful for that. So thank you, family, if you guys are watching this. Thank you so much. Love you. Oh my god, and I forgot to mention that I also have my wedding dress. And my wedding dress cost me $400 US. Well, it did and it didn't. I went to Mexico to look at wedding dresses, and I fell in love with one of them, so I bought it. So the actual dress cost me $400, but I also paid for the flight to Mexico. However, I didn't just go to see dresses. I have family there, I have my grandma there, so I went to go see my grandma, and then in that week that I was there, we went to go see wedding dresses, and I found my dress and I bought it, and it's beautiful. So yeah, if you go to Mexico before your wedding day, then I recommend you go look at wedding dresses, because there are so many beautiful dresses and they are affordable. And most of them will do the tailoring on the spot that same day. So, and the price includes the tailoring. So yeah, go to Mexico. Okay, so I am done getting ready. It is 10:19 right now. I have my first call with the florist at 11, and then I have my second call with the photographer at 2. So that is on my plate today, and hopefully next time I do another wedding video, I have a photographer and a florist. Or I decided that we would just do the florals ourselves the week of the wedding. I don't know. We'll see. And if you're thinking of having a wedding in New York City or you're planning a wedding in New York City on a budget, good luck, Charlie.